What is going on, Sales Dev Squad? Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Sales Dev Squad podcast. It's your host, Mateo Elvira here, back with another episode. Today, we got a super special guest for you. We'll be speaking to the one and only Andre McBride, who just a couple months ago started posting some awesome tips on LinkedIn. And now he actually got a brand new role at a company that just raised their Series D funding, Gong. Definitely an up-and-coming sales leader, and he's sharing his journey with everyone, and just super proud, and I enjoy his content so much. And Andre, thanks so much for hopping on this pod, man. How are you?
I am doing amazing. That was a great introduction. I wasn't expecting it to be that well, the one and only. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, dude. So, funny story, like when I first saw like your first post, I remember seeing your account, and you were like, I saw that we both went to CSUN, and I was like, oh shit, like you never see anyone in tech that comes from CSUN. Like you lived in Northridge, and obviously now you're in the Bay, man. But like, can you tell us a little bit about like your story and like how you found out about tech sales and that, and how you kind of knew that's what you wanted to do next?
Um, so it's a little bit of that. You are who your closest five friends are. So my best friend actually ended up getting into technology, and I was not extremely interested into the idea at first, but as my other friend who was living with him got in, that made two of the five people in my circle get into tech, and that started to pique my interest. I saw the success that they were having. They were describing their day, and it made me want to get into it even more. And the funniest part about it is when I first started my journey, I did that by reaching out to CSUN alumni who I saw were in tech. So I actually used CSUN to help me get some of my first introductions into what I should be doing to find a job.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's sick. Like what inspired you to like just say, screw it, I'm gonna start posting on LinkedIn now, and I don't care what anyone has to say, and you like blew up, man. Like your posts got really popular. Like I loved them, and that landed you a freaking job, man, which is exciting.
Um, I would say it wasn't necessarily a choice. It was more of a necessity. As you start to move into a digital era, you start to realize that the traditional way of getting jobs isn't the same. I tried to apply to over 70 different companies, and all of those companies told me that I wasn't experienced. But with me knowing my personality and knowing what I was capable of, there was no way for me to show them that experience through a resume. So I kind of shifted to just saying, okay, well, maybe if I can show some of the social aspects and network, I'll meet somebody and we'll see what happens. And I guess over time, people like my messaging, and I'm just enjoying the ride.
Dude, like obviously it's really tough. I bet you got a ton of like responses saying like, oh, we're looking for someone more experienced or with sales experience, which like it's tough, right? Like recent grads or people like that just want to switch careers. Like it's so tough, man. Like how did you just like continue to push through? Like I feel like it's really easy to get discouraged.
You, again, well, first, I just coming from my background, this isn't the first time that I've had to persevere through things. Like a lot of people in life have had to persevere through outcomes. Not finding a job isn't the worst thing that has happened to me. Like I've been an athlete, and most athletes know what losing feels like, especially when you work very hard to still lose. And just some people growing up in hard backgrounds, some people experiencing things with their family. So for me, the downsides of not getting a job was nothing new. Everything I've gotten in life has came through just working hard. So I just had the mindset, oh, there's something I'm not doing right. Like there's no point in just sorrowing in your own worries. If there's like, I'm the type of guy where if I see 100 people don't get a job, but then I see two people can get a job, I'm like, all right, so two people can get a job. Clearly I'm doing something wrong. And that was just the approach that I just started to take. And over time, I actually saw results.
Dude, so I know that you obviously started Gong like this week, right? This week was your first week.
August 3rd. So 2 weeks, I start on the phone Monday.
Okay, okay. Dude, talk to us. Like, how does it feel to like be at Gong? Like right now, really exciting time, and like You guys are killing it. Like, you have a great product. I think every like SaaS company I've talked to in the past, everyone uses Gong. It's like the industry leading tool. So like that's got to feel really good, man, that they chose you for a reason, man.
So I mean, with me, like in my competitive nature and just wanting to fulfill my development, Gong automatically capture my attention because they literally record everything you do and tell you how to become better. And just with me, like being a coach in the past, being a teacher, I mean, almost I can't envision a person who wouldn't love having technology that can record everything they're doing and telling them what they can do to be more successful. So that automatically captured my attention. And then as I started to get more involved into doing research, the company culture and the operating principles just blew my mind. And I believe their last funding round was like 65 million or somewhere in that range. So I was coming in with the thought that they said that they had the next $1 billion evaluation. And I think the day I came in, they were like, we have a big announcement. And they made the announcement last week and said, we can't tell anybody. So I was just, basically I had to hold the information in close. And second day I was there, found out we raised 200 million.
Boom.
One of the top SaaS companies right now from a sales tool perspective. And the inbound leads are crazy right now. I'll just say that.
Sheesh. Dude, like obviously like the way people buy, the way people sell is changing so quickly, especially right now. Like a ton of people are consuming media on their phones more than ever before. How do you think this will impact the way that you know step into this new role here, yeah, at like a very unique time, and obviously you've been pretty active on LinkedIn, so I'd love to hear more about just your thoughts on that.
Well, luckily Gong is a very unique company. Like they look out to me about Gong. Like they are thinking you always have to be 2 years ahead of the curve. And the main thing they preach is breaking the noise. That's like one of their number one marketing strategies. And you can go on their website, you'll see they have like 60 to 70-year-olds all through their website of multiple different colors and diversity backgrounds. They have a pink and purple background with a dog. They like to just do a whole bunch of stuff you absolutely do not expect in tech. And that's the same way they are literally telling you, you have the tools, you have the technology, it's up to you to figure out how you want to do it. And just with the attention spans of today, there's so much media being brought in, like you have to be different. And that's just one of the main things I'm trying to do moving forward, just figure out how I can separate myself.
Dude, that's interesting, man. Congratulations again, like on landing the role on the Series D. Like, you're at a really good spot, man. I'm excited to see what you'll do. But I guess like for anyone out there listening that like has been really inspired by like seeing your LinkedIn posts, like following you all the way to this and the Series D, I'm sure like they'd love to learn more about like any advice that you would like to share with them.
Yeah, so one of the best things that I've learned just throughout the course of this journey is just find a way to find other people that you can go through this journey with. I started this journey knowing nothing. And as I continue to move forward, I've just been able to connect with different people. Like, you know firsthand, you connected with me a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it was just like, all right, you need to do boom, 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 boom. You're doing this great, but if you do this, you'll be able to take it to another level. And I had that conversation with you from just like a LinkedIn standpoint. And then I'll have somebody saying like, hey, if you want to email, this is how you should do it. And then I have another person that's like, hey, this is one of the best ways to video prospect. And then I will have the same thing with an interview perspective. So I was able to find different communities who were willing to help me. Now, it's very easy to say just find people, but in order for that to happen, one, you have to show them that you're actually willing to do the work. So like a lot of my connections love me because they saw me at 3 different events. They recommended a book, I read the book and told them about the book. If I was reaching out to them and I wanted to know what they did, I did research first. If they had a podcast, I would listen to the podcast, because if I came and if I really value somebody's time, and they've already said what I want to know, I clearly don't value their time because I didn't dig into it. So, and me actually doing my research beforehand, having information on people, something as simple as knowing they like a horse. Like it can literally be so simple. They're like, you know what? That's not the best thing, but at least you know something. And not just always wanting to know more, being willing to share your journey and what you think and asking them to add on, because people hate when you just ask them to tell you everything. They kind of like love seeing what you tried to do and then they can add on from there. And I don't know if you had any experience with that, but I'm curious to question you real quick from your side. What was your perspective when we first had our conversation? Because I never knew why you really reached out.
Dude, I just remember seeing like this awesome post about you like being fully committed to like taking on an SDR role that you didn't have experience, but like you put yourself out there, and I checked your profile that day, and I'm like, what the heck? He went to CSUN? Like I was like, dude, you never see anyone from CSUN in sales or tech. I'm like, that's amazing. Like you lived in Northridge. Like we almost built rapport almost instantly then, and obviously it's stoked to see like where you're at now, but I mean that's what it is, right? Rapport.
Exactly, right there. That's all you perfect point. You just need to have something in common. We both went to the same college, and that was the icebreaker, and we just talked about our school and forgot we were talking about sales and then remembered it later.
Dude, outside of work, man, share with us a little bit more. Like, what do you do for fun? Like, obviously, I see the posters behind you. Like, what do you got going on back there?
So for fun, let's see. I am a very social person, so I do like to attend lots of different Zoom meetings. Like I'm a part of a Rev Genius community.
Nice.
I like video games. Definitely love video games. Unfortunately, I am only playing Madden and 2K.
Nice.
Because right now I turn down the volume and I listen to like podcasts and books and different. It's like my productive leisure. But I just bought Call of Duty last week, and I actually just brought a mic. So if you see somebody who sucks really bad, that might be me, and I apologize.
What console are you gonna be on?
Next gen.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Right now I'm on the Xbox One.
Okay, cool. Are you gonna stay on Xbox when the new one comes out, or
I need you to answer that first, so I can tell. I need to tell what type of guy you are. Are you PlayStation or Xbox?
My roommate has an Xbox One, but I also been on PS, so I heard that's pretty good too. I don't know. It's definitely competitive.
So you don't know where you're gonna. If you had to choose next gen, and do not have
Xbox.
I'm leaning PS5 because more people have it that I know.
Hmm.
But I might just do both. Like hopefully I can get 210% quota.
There you go. It'll get
and reward myself with both. That's the goal.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. I guess for anyone out there that's enjoyed this episode, man, which I definitely have myself, like wants to learn a little bit more about how they can get set up on a demo of Gong, where can they reach you?
So you can definitely reach me on my LinkedIn. It is Andre McBride. I do not know the exact end, but I'm pretty sure I'm easily accessible. I also have a Twitter that I just started. So you can also find me on Twitter at Andre McBride as well. I try to keep it very simplistic. And I do try to give interview advice. So please ask me different interview questions. I try to be flexible. I am ramping, so I'm not the most responsive right now, but I do plan on picking it up as the weeks pass.
Sweet, dude. Thanks so much for hopping on the podcast. I definitely want to do another one very soon. Maybe we could do one like maybe it's a gaming episode or something. We'll see.
We'll see. Well, I need you to hop on Call of Duty with me soon. I need to see what you're about.
All right, let's do it, bro. Sales Dev Squad. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you want to play a little COD with Andre and myself, feel free to hit us up. But we'll catch you guys on the next one.